Leafs have now won back-to-back games as they beat the Los Angeles Kings 3-1 at Scotiabank Arena. Now, this game was a little weird. The reason I say so is because the Los Angeles Kings are 5-9 coming into the game. The Leafs winning their last game. Frederik Andersen being unbelievable in the last game, especially with the 11-round shootout against Philly. And this game was different because, shots on goal, where are they here? 24 apiece, 24-24. But the thing is, if you look at probably shot attempts, the Leafs are probably a mile ahead of the Kings. You know what that tells you? The Leafs were just not hitting the net with their shots. They had a tough time hitting the net. And clearly, when they were hitting the net, they were finding the back of the net. Let's break down this game and get to what happened here. And nothing happened through the first period. Shots on goal, 7-7. Nothing going on. Fairly even first period. Second period, 5 minutes in. Leaves take a penalty. Alex Kerfoot actually gets rocked in the first. Leaves, comes back, and in the second period, takes an early penalty. And I'm looking at myself like, are you kidding me? Like, this league is so soft nowadays. I mean, it's a little bit of incidental contact in front of the net. One guy drops to his knees. Interference. Okay. Well, you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. 2-minute power play for the Kings. Their power play is awful, so we should be okay. Nope. They score a power play goal, and it is a 1-0 Kings lead, 5:40 into the second period. Then midway through, about what? Under 7 minutes of play there in the second period, Alex Kerfoot gets a gift. And I mean an absolute gift. He gets rocked in the first. He gets a penalty leading to the first goal against the game. And two LA Kings collide in their own zone. I think it was Kyle Clifford, kind of just gives him the puck. And Kerfoot comes out on a breakaway because the two guys who clumsily knocked into each other haven't gotten into the right spot yet. And Kerfoot, I got to give it to the guy, though. One heck of a shot, bar down on Jonathan Quick, and the Leafs have tied the game at 1 late, or I guess about midway through the second period. Now, up until this point, the big guys, Matthews, Nylander, Andreas Johnsson, Tavares, good to see him back, but you could tell he's a little bit off. Kapanen, I thought looked really good today. He was flying all over the ice. When he's going like that, man, crazy things happen, but those guys I mentioned, they weren't doing anything. I mean, it was more of the Kerfoot line. I thought Gauthier, Nick Shore, and looked really, really good tonight. Again, it was those guys getting the job done. But then in the third period, it was a domino effect. I don't know what happened, but it was good shift after good shift after good shift by the Kerfoot line, the Matthews line, and the Tavares line, and it just led to an all-out throttle from the Leafs. They had a ton of pressure in the third period. They won the third period in shots 10-8. And then, about under 8 to play in the third period, it was a bouncing puck in front. Andreas Johnsson kind of swoops past as he's falling down to the front of the net, hits a couple skates, and it just kind of sits there. It just kind of sits there in the middle of the ice there. Nobody can get it. And Austin Matthews sitting there like, that puck's loose. No problem. Boop, knocks it in the open net. Quick has no idea where it is. The only guy who does is Austin Matthews. And before anyone else can figure it out, it's in the back of the net. And the Leafs have taken the lead in this game 2-1. And then the Leafs do what they do ever so often 30 seconds after. A great job by William Nylander. I mean, they look like they were going to try and break the puck out of the zone. Nylander gets his stick on the puck as they're trying to pass it out. It gets to, I think it was Jake Muzzin, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, excuse me, Justin Hall. He gives it right back to Nylander, and a quick little 1-2 pass from him to Matthews, back to Nylander, and Nylander, because the defenseman's playing pass, so he's locked to Matthews. He's backing up. Nylander just keeps going right towards the net, and a nifty, and I mean real nifty, backhand top cheese by Willie Nylander as he was on the forehand and quick to the backhand and to the top part of the net. And the Leafs have taken a 3-1 lead here late in the third period, under 7 to play. Things are looking great now at this point. At this point in time, you have a 3... Whoa, what the heck just happened there? A 3-1 lead. I'm just going to stick with that, okay? And at this point, you want to just play for Frederik Andersen. You got a 3-1 lead. His stats look beautiful. You got your 3 goals. You got a 2-goal lead. You protect the net. You get the puck out when you need to. You don't force an empty netter and shoot all the way down the ice. And they didn't do that. They did an amazing job with them. I think they pulled the goalie with like 2.5 minutes left. They didn't give it much pressure. You know why? They were on the puck. They were getting the loose pucks, and they were chipping it out. A great play. Trevor Moore. You know, he was at their blue line. He could have tried to take a shot. Instead, he did a little soft backhand feed around the board, so it kind of just stayed there. Instead of taking a shot, missing, and rattling around, and then come back the other way. I mean, it's probably only a second or two difference that would have made a difference. But hey, it's a smart play from a young player, and he did a great job. I thought Nick Batan had a really good game. I thought a lot of these guys played some really good hockey. There was points in this game where the Leafs didn't do much offensively. They got to shoot more. I think we can all agree on that. They have to shoot more. They're trying to be way too pretty. Mitch Marner. They're trying to be way too pretty. Look for the perfect play. Look for the perfect pass. Look for the perfect shot. Instead of just putting the puck on net and seeing what happens. A redirection. Look at that Philly game. What was the first goal against the Leafs in that game? It was a point shot. They hit 3 guys and found a way in. It happens. You gotta put the puck on the net. If that's the only knock that I'm firing at the Leafs today, it's because they did not shoot the puck enough. Yes, they had a lot of attempts and they gotta hit the net, but I want to see more. Put the puck 50 shots a night. I'm not saying all the time, obviously, but I want to see that once in a while. I want to see the Leafs dominate. Put pucks on net. Create scrambles in front. Be a hectic team. Don't be a team that's just gonna pass. Is that a perfect shot? Nope. Pass, turnover. You know, you just can't do that. Because great teams, Washington, Boston, any other teams you want to throw out there, go right ahead. I mean, those are the 2 names that pop into my head. 2 playoff teams the Leafs have faced the last 3 years. They will not allow you to get that perfect pass. The goals you will have to score will have to be grimy. They will have to be weird. That Washington series the Leafs played 3 years ago, a lot of those goals were not very pretty, but they found a way to get in the net. You put the puck on net, good things will happen. You guys know the whole Wayne Gretzky quote. If you miss 100% of the shots, you do not take. The Leafs got to shoot more. That's my one thing with the Leafs tonight. Otherwise, it's 2 points against not a very good team. You did it. You got the job done. As I say in Raptor games, when you're facing a really bad team, you got to take care of business. The Leafs were at home. They took care of business against a very shoddy LA Kings. Jonathan Quick kind of turned the clock back a little bit. I thought he was really good in this game. It was Jonathan Quick, but didn't get much help defensively with him. You know, the Kerfoot, I mean, that should not have happened. The loose puck against Matthews, that's just a loose puck found by the Leafs. And the Nylander goal was just very, very nice. And Frederik Andersen on the other side for the Leafs was awesome. He didn't have to make a 10-bell save. He didn't have to make anything too spectacular. But he had to make a lot of really nice saves. And we all know the numbers Frederik Andersen has had in October, and he's a historic not good in October, and that continued this year. I mean, I think he had a pretty good October last season, but this year he just wasn't so good in October. First 2 games of November, if I'm not mistaken, we've only played the 2 games in November, the one against LA today and then Philly. Yeah, obviously we know what happened in that Philly game, 11-player shootout. And he ends up getting the victory. I think it was like 3 goals and like 40-something shots, if I'm not mistaken, for Freddie, plus the 11 shooters in the shootout. And he got the job done, got the victory. And today, he allowed 1 goal on 25 shots. Guys like to look at stats. 1 goal against and a .960 save percentage. His first 2 games in November have been very, very good. But now you want to see it consistently. Now, there's going to be times where he's going to have an off night, but that's where you need your offense to come through. This team has to start working like a well-oiled machine. They still haven't found their groove yet. They've won 2 in a row. It's nice. They're 8-5-2 or 8-5-3, excuse me. It's better, but it's not where you want to be. Seeing Tavares come back, seeing Muzzin in the lineup today, that's great. Next up, we need to see Zach Hyman come back, and I don't think he's too far away, but he's not back yet. And he's going to be a huge impact player when he comes back to this team, because you're seeing the hole that Tavares and Hyman were leaving on this team. Everybody on the forward line were so discombobulated, and obviously with Muzzin gone as well, that leaves your defense, which isn't very great in itself. It leaves it extra shorthanded. So to have him back, to get Tavares back, even though he wasn't the greatest, missed a wide open cage, but good to see him back. When I think it puts the rest of the team at ease, seeing your captain out there on the ice, and it's really, really good. All right, so the next game for the Leafs is on Thursday. They welcome in the Vegas Golden Knights, Scotiabank Arena, 7 p.m. Puck drop. Marc-Andre Fleury, Frederik Andersen are the expected goaltenders in that game on Thursday. And guys, we're talking about playoff teams. We're talking about good teams moving forward. You want to beat a good team. Vegas is a good team. 9-5-2 in the year, consistent playoff team the first 2 years of their existence, and the way they're playing right now, it looks like they're going to be another good team this year. So, and Fleury, Marc-Andre Fleury, one of the great goaltenders. I mean, he's had a great season so far. 2.51 goals against and a 920 save percentage. Those are very good numbers. He's had a shutout as well. So if you're the Leafs, you take these 2 wins you've got against Philly and now the Kings, and you take that into the game against Vegas. And you look to get a third straight victory, because you want to start getting on a roll. This team needs it right now, all right? So, you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed the game there this evening, smack that like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the video. Who is your MVP? Mine is Frederik Andersen. The fact is, a 1-1 game in mid-second, mid-third, you got through all those times where the game is a 1-0 game and then a 1-1 game, and he keeps it close and at one point tied, allowing the Leafs to get that burst of a couple goals there late in the third period. So he's my MVP. He was in the last video, and he is again today because he was spectacular. People can give it to Matthews and Nylander for having a 2.9, but really, other than those 2 points they had, they weren't really great out there this evening. But for Frederik Andersen, he made a lot of huge saves for this team today. He's my MVP. All right, so guys, Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, and I will talk to you guys. Raptors edition, I think it's tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. The Raptors are back in action tomorrow as they welcome in the Sacramento Kings to Scotiabank Arena. The Raptors last faced the Milwaukee Bucks. I think it was on Saturday or Sunday. They played Milwaukee and had that comeback, but came up just short in Milwaukee. Now you welcome in a Kings team, as we said earlier in the video about taking care of business. You're at home against a team who is 2-5. Yeah, they were 0-5 and they've won 2 straight games, but that's a team you got to beat. You're at home. You got to beat them. All right. Now, can they do so? We'll have to wait and see. It's a 7:30 tip-off there at Scotiabank Arena. All right, and as for the Buds, as we've talked about, their next game is on Thursday as they welcome in the Golden Knights to Scotiabank Arena, 7 p.m. Puck drop. Marc-Andre Fleury, Frederik Andersen are the expected goaltenders in that game on Thursday. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I haven't screwed up in a while. We'll talk to you guys then.